I was involved in the planning of the demonstration against the county government of Kiambu. Politics is the most fluid profession anyone can go in. In fact, you are not even sure of tomorrow. The weed changes any minute. How about making phase 5 green and with potted plants and making it just nice? Could be 100, 200,000 people in this world who need a very focused, very thoughtful, and very caring. I believe when we go to the assembly, I'll negotiate for this ward. If I make this the model ward that I am planning to do, I'll go back and ask for Thika people to take me to parliament.
Hello, my name is Juliet Mudhoni and you're watching 3T TV, Thika Town Today, your #1 online news channel. This is where we tell the Thika story as it is. Today we are in Kameno Ward. Kameno Ward is the most populated ward in Kiambu County, and we've come in search of a gentleman who is vying for a seat that he's going to tell us about. And the beauty of it is that he has been on the ground for quite a while. He's going to tell us what he has done. And like I always say, the reason why we bring these people into this platform is so that they can articulate their issues. So that when you go to make the decision at the ballot box, you know exactly who you're choosing. Things have changed nowadays. We choose people because of the policies that they have and the changes that we want to see them make. So let's get to know this gentleman, and I hope by the end of this you'll have learned more about him. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for making time to be with us. We'd like to know who you are. We know you as MC Sam.
Yes.
But who are you and what do you do?
I'm Samuel Kirago Shege. I'm popularly known as MC Sam, probably because of my engagement in event management.
Okay.
I'm an MC. People call me MC Sam because I'm an MC of so many functions, especially corporate functions.
Okay.
I have a company called Wide Horizons Promotions, which coordinates events for different institutions, and I've been involved in trade fairs in Thika Town, and launches of different banks and circles where my services as an MC have been needed. And so it was just natural that people will call me MC Sam. Yes. Again, I use it as a brand because it also gives me mileage. When people want to have a corporate MC, they will look for me.
Yes.
I'm a businessman in Makongeni. I previously worked with the business community in Thika Town, coordinating for the Chamber of Commerce way back. Then when the Chamber of Commerce had some issues, I shifted to Thika District Business Association, the Association of Thika Business Community. And I was coordinating. I was coordinating on behalf of the Executive Management Council. And I left in 2011 so that I work as a personal assistant to an aspirant MP for Thika Town that time, a gentleman who was from the US, Mr. Kimotho, who eventually became number 3 in the race for 2013. After that, I have worked, I worked for a year and a half for Valem Construction. I was invited to work for them in their marketing department. And Valem Construction generally works on ballast. They have a big site in Kirimambogo. And the real estate boom had already started showing up in Thika, and they needed somebody to push their sales. And we were able to work together for 1.5 years, up to 2015, when I left. And so that I pursue my goal to become a representative of elective posts for Kiambu County Assembly. So I left in 2015. So that I can concentrate on the area of my interest. And up to now, I'm still here looking for that seat.
I see. Let me take you back. From your introduction, I have noticed that There's a lot of business in it. Is your training in business?
I trained as a teacher initially.
You are a teacher?
When I was a very young person.
Okay.
Yeah, Muranga Teachers College. Then I taught for 3 years in Mwingi district. We were posted there, but I had dreams to pursue communication and business. So when I looked for a transfer, it wasn't coming from the TSC. I decided the right thing for me that time was to just quit, and I left the profession so that I become free to pursue my dreams. And I've achieved some of them. I'm still pursuing others.
We hope you'll achieve them.
Yes, but the business community, if I can cut you, sorry.
It's okay.
The business community to me is a very important aspect of our livelihood. Basically what we do, we wake up to either two things. One is business, the other one is politics.
Sure.
I am very concerned when businesses don't have the right atmosphere to operate, because I know that is where jobs are created. That is where we get our products. That's how we end up with something on the table in the evening. The unga must be dropped from the other side to the shop near you, and then you buy it to your house. So when that atmosphere and that value chain is taken care of, then the community and the society is happy, and then we create jobs. So for me, protecting the business community is a very prime thing, and that is why even right now some of the things that we are doing are to pursue the establishment of either stronger business communities or keep those who are already there very established.
Okay.
So I came to Thika and began an office where I started printing different publications. I didn't join the initial dream of radio presenter or TV presenter, but I knew I have some journalistic stuff in me. So I decided to just write. And because God is God who gives us talents, I decided to just write. I started with a publication called The Christian Entrepreneur. My intention was to emulate a guy called T.D. Jakes, the preacher in America, who was speaking so much about entrepreneurship, but now interpreting it in the African way and trying to encourage people to get into business and make some money. So I did a magazine called The Christian Entrepreneur, and that opened several doors. I was invited to speak in several youth events, symposiums as a youth, PCA, Nauko, Geturo, and so many other places. People could just read that magazine from the post office, and they could look for me in Amigu. Then they get me, and I'm invited. So that is how it started. Okay. So I would like to tell people, even if you don't achieve your dream, the exact way, the direct way, there are still so many things that you can do, because later on I became very established in publishing. I created a concept where I could do materials for different institutions. I earned several contracts with different colleges. I have a big portfolio. Around that time, I had also started a concept called the Gospel Music Extravaganza, which was a show for young people.
Yes.
Where young people wakiwa high holidays. When they come for holidays, they used to always know there's a show for some. I could host 400 to 600 young people in one afternoon on a Sunday. Up to a point where I got attention of people like Blue Post, who gave me a hall for free. Then I attracted even stronger guys like Del Monte. I think there's a show I invited Daddy O in those days, and it was sponsored by Del Monte. And that is when I started realizing that I'm also growing old, and I decided to get settled. And now that is in the past.
Yes.
I have pursued business all along, but I diverted. I think as you grow older, you become, your mind goes a bit off the line. So I'm no longer publishing, but I support publishers. I'm no longer interested in radio and TV as a presenter at my age now. In fact, I diverted to funny things. I went into garment making, where I supply colleges with or learning institutions with uniforms for their students. I have also started farming maize, and I have a portion mill, so because it's an outlet of what I farm. And I delved in one of the most profitable businesses which I ever did, called ice creams.
Okay.
I realized there is something called hot seasons in our climates. And I started working on ice cream production. I diverted a lot from my initial dream
Yes.
of publishing and media and all that. But I also realized that I need media in my campaigns.
You do.
So I'm starting to get back slowly, attracting people who can help me in that line.
One thing is for sure, Sam, you are diverse.
You
You
would
are
say so.
absolutely diverse. We cannot put you in a box. we can't. And we can discuss your introduction for another 1 hour. It
That's
could go on and on.
Yes.
Now, moving on swiftly, you are vying for a seat. I would like you to tell us what seat you are vying for.
Yeah, I'm vying for the member of county assembly in Kiambu County for Kameno ward. The biggest ward in Kiambu County, 51,000 voters in 2017. Right now we expect about 5,000 to 6,000 extra for the youth who have graduated to 18 years after 2017. And yeah, this is the ward that I am interested in, and I refuse to. I decided to consolidate all my efforts here, shifted all my businesses to this place. Previously, when I was running shows and other things in for the business community, Thika District Business Association, I was leaving Kameno and going to town, but I structured everything so that I am here. I wake up here, I interact with the people here, and eventually when I came to putting a home, I put it in Kisii Estate, which is still here. And basically, you can say my life revolves around Kameno. Every morning, every day. I leave only when I have some errand in town or something to do in Nairobi. I'm also pursuing a bachelor's of counseling psychology at Tagaza University in Karen, and I usually go there every Friday and Saturday. And those are the only times I leave Kameno. Otherwise, every other time, my mind, my soul, my ideas, ziko hapa. And the people who are here, the 51,000 plus, because those are just the parents who have achieved 18 years plus.
Sure.
The voters. They could be 55 now. They have families, probably approximately 4 each on the minimum, on the maximum. So if we do that, it could be 200,000 people in this ward who need a very focused, very dynamic, very thoughtful and very caring, because this is a community that is growing and we have so many needs. The people need somebody they can talk to, and he hears and he listens to them, and they can walk along with in their own lives. So I started vying for this seat in 2017. And I became number 2, vying for the first time in elective politics. Previously, I was doing some politics for others. Like I told you, I was a personal assistant to an MP aspirant one time in 2013. In 2014-15, I started coming back to Kameno now to represent. And a lot of people persuaded me to vie in Thika Township. Because that's why I could do shows and all those things, trade fairs.
Knew you there.
They knew me more there. But I told them no. My thing, I mean, to hapa.
Yes.
Somehow it's coming to Kameno, not town. So I left everything to come. And I vied in 2017 for the first time in elective politics. And I became, by the grace of God, I was number 2.
Before we go to 2017, because you're going to tell us how that experience was.
Right.
You have a rich history in community work. You've been there. I personally have known you since I was young in doing a lot of community work. Yes. I'd like you to take us through some projects, notable projects that you have worked on and their achievements, so that people can see what exactly you have done.
Thank you, Juliet, and the Town Today team. In my office, which we are also doubling as the office for the UDA party in Kameno Ward, I have put some posters that basically explain my activities for the last 7 years.
Okay.
5 to 6, 7 years.
Okay, let's go. It's okay.
I'll take you through some of the posters that are here so that you can understand MC Sam more. Right from my Gemini Insurance launch of Thika Town office, I was representing Thika Town MP. In the launch of that office, this is my campaign team in 2017, a bit of the group. I've been invited to spearhead several education activities as a guest of honor in Trisent Medical College in Juja, which has now grown to all parts of the country. Here I was hosting the party leader for PNU, the current CS Agriculture, Mr. Peter Munya, when we were launching the office for PNU in 2017. I was vying on that party. With Thika MP in 2 instances here, when I hosted him during the graduation for Jordan College, and as part of his cabinet when he became Thika MP. Up there, I have a very passionate appeal or desire to support the needy in the community.
Okay.
I'm meeting there with mothers of physically challenged kids in Kameno Ward one time. I happen to be the board chairman of Kenyatta Primary School, which has currently received so much boost from the CDF, about 5 million during my stay. And we have developed the school from what it was before to a whole new face, including putting a new gate at the entrance. And this was a prize giving, which I had donated some stuff together with Equity Bank, Makongeni. Public participation in Kameno. Rarely very badly attended, but I never miss because I would like to know the budgets for this ward from the county level, even when I'm not the MCA. Sports, tournaments for grown over 18s is me with my referees one time. I do this every year, twice. Post-corona, we are still trying to understand how we can meet again and start redoing. Volleyball tournaments in Keganjo and Makongeni. The academies, the young guys, the people who are below 18, the boys always meet every year once so that they compete. And we invite other people, from other young boys from, this is all in talent development from other wards. Going to this direction, if the camera can capture there, it is leading Thika's biggest business demonstration to oppose increased licenses in 2016. One time, and this is a whole story, I'll be very brief. I was involved in the planning of the demonstration against the county government of Kiambu. Before this day, I had been involved in protecting Kameno kiosk owners, where there was a notice to evict kiosk owners by the county government from phase 13 all the way to phase 4. All these estates, we have so many mamambogas, so many young people who are building furnitures and all that. And I was very concerned. So I decided to get in and protect the kiosk owners. And I called them over in Kenyatta Primary. Over 2,000 of them came and we litigated. We went to I got them a court order to stop the county. When the demolition was to happen on that 7th day evening, we stopped it at 5 p.m. and I told the OCPD, you cannot hit my people. Let's go to court and talk with the county. And we started going for many errands in many missions to the High Court of Milimani. And now the people who are organizing the demo, the county government of Kiambu had increased the licenses for Thika business people from those who are paying the license at 4,900 to 13,000.
Wow.
A whole ×3 increase. And we felt that was bad. And so the market leaders and the people who manage Thika town businesses, plus me on behalf of Makongeni kiosks, which now they could associate me with, we got to meet and we decided to give a notice to the county government on a demonstration. We mobilized and we went and focused on the county government. We told them, let's go back to the mayor time, the mayor of Thika movement, when we had licenses at this rate. Then kindly increase the licenses from this level gradually for us to understand the process. Don't lift it from 49 for an office like this one to 13,000. Take us gradually. And that is why the demonstration achieved a big milestone over 10,000 people showed up. You can see from the images. And I'm there now speaking to the congregation because I was the one who was to tell them to go on or stop.
Sure.
I was thanking the OCPD and telling him we didn't bring violence. We have for money, we have given our memo to the county government, and we are good, and the town is safe.
Yes.
Back here, we were defending, and I think 3T was highly involved in this one.
Okay.
I'm here next to the chairman, Thika District Business Association. The next guy is John Mwangi, the PA to the Thika MP. And the rest of them are business community people from Thika. And we were opposing the merger of Kiambu, all the water companies in Kiambu, in Kiambu to Kiambu Water Company. And we felt that the Wasco, which is our own water supplier, if it goes to Kiambu town or Kiambu Water, we are going to have a reverse on devolution, because we should be establishing new offices in the wards for the Wasco, so that the mother who works in Madaraka Market or in Keganjo can go to that the Wasco office and put her litigation or put her sentiments or the discomforts instead of going to Thika. Now you are telling us we don't now need Thika, we'll go to Kiambu. So it's a reversal, and we opposed. We were doing a media conferencing after several meetings, and I was involved in the coordination of the same again. On the lower side, and these are my community activities, on the lower side we have people that I have, young people that I have supported in high school. It's written here, I have assisted different children from poor backgrounds or orphans to achieve education goals in various secondary schools. I have sponsored these kids from Form 1 to Form 4. There are many others that I'm helping support right now. Right now I'm doing about 2 or 3 in Thika Garrison. And several others in different other areas. I can't even count them, there are many.
Okay.
On the extreme end,
Yes.
if you look at there, we have shades upgrading to metal status in Kameno Wood.
Sure.
So sometime in 2018, I decided to embark on an upgrading session for all the shades in our ward, making them metal, more permanent, giving those guys who work under them, the border people, a better environment to work from. And so far we have done 18 shades. I just finished one in Burudika the other day. It's being painted this week. Burudika is on the Keganjo line. I'm building 2 more in Keganjo in the next several weeks.
I can see.
Then on the roads, finally,
Yes.
Kameno has the misfortune of not having a very stable leadership. And so some people suffer a lot when the roads are not done well.
Yes.
And so anytime I'm called upon to rectify a certain pothole, I'll put some resources together, call a few friends, and we'll put some road back to use.
Sure.
And also supporting young people in terms of projects. The lower side photos, you will see some young group here. They started a car wash, but they didn't have water.
Okay.
But they could see a swamp ahead of them. So what they needed was just a backhoe to dig the water point. And then they can throw it to the watersheds, and they are able to wash cars. Back at KVM, and I was able to support them with about 2 hours of backhoe practice. And they got water, now they are operating. All I'm saying, this is just a summary. And the bit of maybe about 50 to 60% of what I do, most of it is not captured. And that shows my seriousness in making this community slightly better. We were told when we were growing up that you better make your world better than you found it.
Sure.
And basically that's what I try to do in my small way. Yes.
So that was your rich history in community work.
Yes.
And we thank God for what you've been able to achieve. Now, you vied for a seat. You started vying in 2015. You vied in 2017.
Yes.
And now you're vying. What did you learn? What experiences did you learn back then? What are you going to do different this time round?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Juliet and the RITI team. I think politics, I like saying it's the most fluid profession anyone can go in. In fact, you are not even sure of tomorrow. Not in your life, but politically.
Yes.
The wind changes any minute.
It does.
And that is why you won't see so many people going into politics, because they cannot handle that pressure. It is very, very intense. You sit with people one evening, 10 of them, and you talk political plans for 5 years. The following morning, you hear they have been bought sandwiches in another hotel with another opponent. That is how fluid politics is. Yeah. When you asked me about politics in 2017, I came in as a novice. I thought because of my interaction with communities and so on, I would still go and get a straight win.
Sure.
But I found there were people who had been in politics ahead of me in Kameno. And the lesson I learned there was, it was because I shied away from the party of the moment.
Okay.
Because in politics, it's all about perceptions and calculations. With 5,300 votes, I was secure. I said, thank God, I have seen my capacity, and I realized I have some people who are following me, 5,000 of them. And now that gave me the impetus to run again in 2022. So the lessons learned, I was to be in the right party of the day. Okay. If I was in Jubilee, that time I would be the MCA Kameno, 2017 to 2022. So these are the mistakes I'm trying to rectify.
Fair enough. Now, Kameno Ward has had other MCAs before you. What is it that you're going to do differently? What is it that you promise the people of Kameno if they give you the mandate? Very simple.
Among the 3 things that I will start with, 1, community empowerment. That has to happen. That person who is making 100 shillings must make 200. Somehow, if you are making 5, you need to reach 1,000. If you are making 150 selling metungos huku, we need to establish you and give you a framework where you can have 2 more people running the metungos for you as core hawkers, but you are the boss. And now we bring you to become, if you are making 150 going around alone, you can do 400 shillings when the other guys earn something and they bring back to you. It's more like a multiplication avenue for me. It's economic empowerment. That is what I was representing in the MP's office 2017 to 2019 when I resigned. But community empowerment is number 1. Number 2, ensure there is absolute road network here. We have a problem in Kisii and Keganjo. The rest of the estates, phase 5, phase 6, phase 7, 9, 8, ziko sawa. A bit of landless is okay, but I'll push for more interventions in landless because there are roads which are still not being out. And we need very established, mtu anajenga nyumba lakini unakuta hauna barabara. So sometimes we have to come in as leaders and do that. So I'll make sure the roads are good. Number 3, security. Everybody knows you go home after earning some money, then you are hit. And when you are hit, you go back to square 1. So lighting the entire place is number 3. And not the last really, but number 4 is education. Let me put these kids back to school. Sure. Back to school. From 1 to Form 4. Those who are struggling, those who have gone to Form 4 and they don't even have a way of going forward, maybe what they need is just a driving license or a computer skill. Let's put these guys on motion. I am planning to establish what we call Kameno Education Trust, which is what I use in my mind. It's not established as a faculty, yes? But I'll put that into motion, and I believe I'll be raising about 2 million shillings every year for supporting education, because the parents are on dire straits. They are in a very bad place. So hata mzazi akitaka kufundisha lakini hawezi, tunakaa na tunachipi. For the ward, I'm not even interested in big account yet. Then the 4th one, the 5th one is youth empowerment. Talents. We need a studio in this ward. Studio, operating, removing music, everything. We need a theater. I'm pushing the current MP to build for us a ward-based, what do we call it? Community social hall. Sure. So that the acting groups we can pay 50 shillings every Sunday to see watch a skit. Yeah. And I come out there more relaxed, and I have made these people richer. That's how America, Hollywood operated. We need to bring in sports. We need to bring in boxing. I will establish within the first 100 days. This is 3 months. Personal, or I'll get supported. I'll do indoor games here. Table tennis in different places. What
are some of the pillars?
More of what I was explaining before. And I have said there will be road networks, security, there will be education, there will be establishment of marketplaces which are modernized. I believe this is a place where we need to have a very stable sewerage system, even a hospital, a dispensary at least. I just established a place where we can do a dispensary in Muthaiga somewhere. The roads are coming up very well in that area. The tarmacs are reaching there. Thank you to the current MP and Kera. But we now need to channel the estates into more established areas. Then the drainage system. Basically making the ward better. According to me, I look at pictures of estates in America and Europe on TV or on YouTube. And I'm like, is it not like we cannot achieve these things here? How about making phase 5 green and with potted plants and making it just nice? How about negotiating with the county government and the national government? Maybe for 10 kilometers of tarmac in my ward. I mean, why should we wait for 100 years to get tarmac in phase 5? Or from freedom in phase 13, phase 10, inakaa tu ni tabarare tu. Why don't we put tarmac? If I do 10 kilometers per year in this ward, by the time I'm leaving, or maybe I'm going for the election in 2023, I'll have done 50 kilometers. You can imagine how many roads will have tarmac. And I believe some of these things, the budgets are there. Ni vile watu wetu hawaendi kusiuliza hizi pesa ziko. Because if they don't ask for that money, it gets used in other corruption-related deals.
Sure.
But kama inatumika Kambeno na 10 kilometers per year, mimi hizo pesa zinakuja huku chini na tunatengeneza barabara. Of course, I'll push strongly, if I'm elected, for the Ward Development Fund.
Okay.
I believe a ward cannot sustain itself by begging the governor to come and do projects. I will be on the front line. And if I am elected in 2022, I will mobilize my core MCAs and we shall push for that money. That money, hata kama ilipotelea kwa BBI, that money will have to be designed from the county level. And we shall have a ward development fund. Put all structures that you want, but watch the ward ipate pesa yake. Managed by committees locally established. And we grow these communities.
You've mentioned market.
Yes.
We have Madaraka Market in Kameno Ward. What do you have to say about modernizing the market and also the bus park to create more jobs? What can you comment about that?
My comment is very simple. Madaraka Market as it is right now is not what a modern market would be. While we're not interfering with the business people that are there,
Sure.
we will try to make it better. There are cases of drainage issues. When it rains, it's a cowshed. When it rains, people don't have shelter, and the mama mbogas are now out in the open. We'll try to build up a system where everybody will be comfortable, but it will also grow into something that is more satisfying for a market. I hear there are plans by the county government in different ways to maybe modernize it. We will pursue. If those are the plans, we will align ourselves to them also. But the most important thing is to make sure those even who are there right now, who are existing, can have enough space for them to sell, and they will also be in a very good place to, they can be happy. You know, the sense of satisfaction for a workplace is the environment that you find.
Sure.
If you know you are going to find mud, hata kutoka kwa nyumba itakuwa ngumu. But we can make it nice, we can make it better. Of course, the stores section is also, I was with the committee for the stores section in this office the other day, and part of the committee, of course. But I realized they were telling me the drainage is also an issue. We need also to recap it. The last time this thing was given money, it can be about 20, 30 years ago. The place is dilapidated. We need to bring these people to feel they are working in Makongeni Madaraka stores, you know. Yes. And I believe I am better poised to do that. Yeah. It is possible that we can have a good ward. The dream is real, and this community is supporting me. I believe I'm asking through this media that Kameno people look at this ward and focus for 5 years and ask themselves who is the best to lead this ward. And I believe when we go to the assembly, I'll negotiate for this vote. I'll bring change. And I also tell the people to make me accountable. Power and politics sometimes corrupt. I tell the DT and all the supporters and all the people that will listen to this bulletin or YouTube channel to hold me accountable. When they see me diverting, not coming to the ward, ninapandisha kioo ya gari. They tell me, no, ama kuhama. They come and tell me, Sam, that is not what you promised us on the YouTube channel. I mean, I would like to be accountable to these guys, make sure their kids are in good places, enable them to become a ward that everybody else can cherish. And I have a future with the politics. God willing, if I am alive for many years, if I make this the model ward that I am planning to do, I'll go back and ask for Thika people to take me to parliament. That's several years ahead.
So, as we come to the conclusion of this discussion that we've been having,
Yes.
What is your parting shot? What message do you have for the residents of Kameno and Kiambu County at large?
Kiambu County Assembly, be ready. Because I'm coming to be part of you. Kameno, you have to send me there. I believe this is the best moment for Kameno Ward, but they have to vote. And they have to go to the ballot and put MC Sam as their MCA. If they miss this opportunity, I'll continue living, but wishing I helped them. What I just I'm looking for is the empowerment. I want to knock offices as MCA. Right now I knock offices as Sam. Not much regard is put onto that. But when I knock an office as an MCA, they will listen and they will help us. The people around us will help us. So for me, Kiambu County Assembly, I can promise myself and my supporters that I will work very hard to get it. So you are looking at MCA 2022 to 2027 for Kameno Ward. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Asante sana.
So that was Samuel Kirago Shege, who is a businessman and a marketing executive, and is vying for Kameno Ward MCA seat. We hope that you have learned a thing or two from him, and when time comes to make your decision, you will make the right decision. I have been your host, Juliet Muthoni. Don't forget, this is Thika Town Today, 3T TV, your #1 online news channel where we are telling the Thika story as it is. And as always, if you're new on this channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.